The issue being faced is that many fatalities have ended up with the life of young girls due to the cultural rituals being performed in African cultures. Female genital mutilation keeps claiming the life of innocent young girls whose human rights keep getting violated due to the lack of education towards the implications that such rituals pose in their lives. The idea that a girl and a woman are often held down against their will and mutilated is a clear violation of their rights and deprivation of their freedom. Somalia has the highest rate with 98% of the female population who have undergone female circumcision. In our modern world, an estimated 200 million females have undergone the procedure that is mostly performed in girls at the age of 4 and 10 years old. These implications have severe consequences where the individual can suffer from depression, anxiety, and in most cases it leads up to death. The immediate complications from circumcision can include but are not limited to severe pain, excessive bleeding, causing hemorrhages, fever, shock, and death. Long-term complications are also not limited to menstrual problems, sexual problems that can cause pain during intercourse, and psychological problems that include depression and anxiety. So what does this tell us? That development in these cultural entities must be encouraged by nations from the global north in order to prevent the suffering of young females. Sen has highlighted that the only way to overcome the matters are through development, which highlights the global north's responsibility on implementing the strategies to educate these communities about the risks involved with the rituals. Agreeing with Sen, development does consist of removal of various types of unfreedoms that can allow females to determine if they wish to undergo the procedure. According to Gelle and Sanve 2013, 90% of the females are against the support of the procedure, highlighting the inequality amongst men and women in these cultural entities where freedom is yet to be enforced. Khadija Gubla is a survivor of genital mutilation and a clear example where freedom and education have made her an advocate against her cultural rituals. She has now become an influential activist with the aim of raising awareness towards the matter and preventing young girls from further suffering. Khadija has spoken in multilateral forums about her experience of being a survivor of genital mutilation that has impacted her life negatively in numerous aspects. Being born in Gambia, she stresses the lack of freedoms females suffer as a consequence of her cultural norms. Furthermore, she stresses the importance of education in African communities, as it is through development that these cultural practices can be overthrown. A comparison of the global north and the global south has given Khadija Gubla a different outlook on the cultural practices that she once advocated for. Linking back to Sen, development is the only way we can alter the norms and values of a cultural entity. Yes, different religions are now closely linked in terms of interactive ideas and ideals. However, this is not the case with African communities, stressing once again the need of the global north on promoting these interactions within the African region. Is it time to rethink our eradication strategy in Somalia? Correct. We must develop and undertake alternative strategies to reach out to the African communities. Rather than using our international organizations to develop sanctions that are not legally binding, we must undertake the responsibility of colonizing these cultural entities with our values and scientific studies that seem to be the only way we can overthrow the issue. Only then we can ensure freedom and constant development that prevails within the African region.
Created using Powtoon.